Yes, good morning, children. Okay, next excretory products and their elimination. The important waste products formed in living systems are carbon dioxide. It is formed as a result of breaking down of organic molecules in the final respiratory pathway. And the nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, uric acid are formed by the breakdown of proteins. The amino acids which are in excess of the requirements of the body are deaminated in the liver and subsequently ammonia is formed. Ammonia is converted into urea, and in some animals urea is converted into uric acid. Ammonia, urea and uric acid are waste products. Excessive salts when present in the body also removed from the body. Carbon dioxide, water, ammonia, urea, uric acid and salts are to be removed from the body. Lungs remove waste product carbon dioxide and also water vapor to a considerable extent. Kidneys remove nitrogenous waste products, ammonia, urea, uric acid. Kidneys also remove excess amount of water and salts. Some amount of nitrogenous waste products and salts are also removed through the skin by way of sweat as excretion. Nitrogen containing waste products are removed through the kidneys in vertebrates including humans. Excretion may be defined as a process of removal of waste products which are formed as a result of cellular metabolism. Is in higher vertebrates, excretion particularly refers to the removal of waste products of protein metabolism. So, based on the type of nitrogenous waste products excreted, animals are classified into three. One, amniotic animals excreting urea, ureotelic animals excreting urea, uricotelic animals excreting uric acid. See, next, waste products. Nitrogenous waste products ammonia, urea, uric acid. Organs which excrete ammonia, urea, uric acid, kidneys and skin. Carbon dioxide is excreted by lungs. Water is excreted by kidneys, skin and lungs. Salts, kidneys and skin. Amniotic animals, animals which excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia are called amniotic animals, and this phenomena is called amnioticism. Excessive amino acids in the body cannot be stored. So, amino acids are deaminated by the removal of amino group NH2. The amino group is combined with a hydrogen atom to form ammonia. Ammonia is toxic, is concentrated in concentrated solution. Ammonia is excreted along with water. Amniotic animals lose a lot of water along with ammonia. Marine and freshwater invertebrates, bony fishes, and the larvae of amphibians excrete ammonia. As ureotelic animals, animals which excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of urea are called ureotelic animals, and the phenomenon is called ureotelism. And this cycle involved is ornithine cycle, and then ammonia, uricotelic animals. Uricotelic animals excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid, and the phenomena is called ureotelism. Excrete products and types of animals are ammonia, amniotic animals. Examples: freshwater and marine invertebrates, bony fishes and amphibian larvae. Habitat: water. And excrete products and types of animals: urea, ureotelic animals, mammals and adult amphibians, cartilaginous fishes, mammals, adult amphibians. Habitat: sea and land. Uric acid, uricotelic animals, insects, reptiles and birds and land. And then there are, see here, then kidneys are bean-shaped like structures. Kidneys are the excrete organs in humans. The kidneys are metanephric kidneys. Kidneys are located just behind the vertebral column in the abdomen. Each kidney is located above each kidney is located adrenal gland, which is an endocrine gland. From kidneys arises a ureter which passes downwards and opens into urinary bladder. Urinary bladder, which in turn opens to the exterior through a tube called urethra. The parts of the urinary system, two kidneys, two ureters, one bladder, one urethra, and then kidney is enclosed in a capsule of connective tissue. A concavity is present at the region where ureter arises. It is called hilus. The substance of the kidney is differentiated into outer part called cortex and inner portion called medulla. The medulla is divided into 10 to 15 cone-shaped areas called pyramids. The broad base of the pyramids are oriented towards cortex, and the regions of the cortex which project inwards between the successive pyramids is called columns of Bettini. Medullary rays project from the medulla towards cortex. Renal sinuses filled with adipose tissues are present in the medulla. The renal artery and renal vein enter the kidney at the region of the hilus. Kidney is composed of numerous functional units called uriniferous tubules. These are composed of secretory portions or nephrons, and the non-secretory nephrons, the collecting portions, are duct system. Each kidney has 1 million microscopic functional secretory units called nephron. Nephron is the structural and functional unit of the kidney. The nephrons start at the cortex. The central cavity of the kidney is called the pelvis. Pelvis is into which the collecting tubules come and open. And then see, Malpighian capsule or Malpighian body is located in the cortex and is composed of an expanded double-layered cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule, also known as glomerulus capsule. It encloses a network of capillaries of the efferent arteriole entering it. The bed of capillaries of the Bowman's capsule constitutes glomerulus. The Bowman's capsule with the enclosed glomerulus is called Malpighian capsule. The efferent arteriole enters the Bowman's capsule and efferent arteriole passes out of the glomerulus. So here, proximal convoluted tubule, PCT. This is the tubule which extends from the Bowman's capsule. It undergoes a series of twists and it is therefore called proximal convoluted tubule. The lumen of PCT is provided with the brush border. Next, loop of Henle. It is U-shaped loop which is located in the medulla. It has three parts: thick descending part, thin part which is loop proper, thick ascending part, and then distal convoluted tubule, also DCT. The ascending limb of the loop of Henle leads into DCT, which is in the cortex. DCT is narrower and short. The collecting tubule or CT. The collecting tubule receives the DCT and passes down to the medulla. The excrete part of the inner tubule, it opens into the pelvis through the duct of Bellini. And the functions of nephron. The principal function of the nephron is to filter nitrogenous waste products, urea in case of humans, from the blood and to excrete the same from the body. The formation of urine in the nephrons in humans is by one filtration, also known as ultrafiltration, through selective reabsorption, the tubular secretion, formation of some new substances, filtration, also known as ultrafiltration, filtration of substances like water, amino acids, salts, fatty acids, glucose, urea, uric acid, creatinine, and toxins take place from blood into the Bowman's capsule. Electronic microscopic studies have revealed the presence of filtering pores in the filtering bed of capillaries and capsular epithelium. The filtration of substances is due to the higher glomerular hydrostatic pressure in the glomerulus, that is called GHP, higher GHP, glomerular hydrostatic pressure. The blood colloidal osmotic pressure BCOP due to the plasma proteins is 30 mmHg, and the capsular hydrostatic pressure inside the Bowman's capsule is CHP is 20 mmHg. The net effective filtration pressure NEP is equal to 75 minus 30 minus 20 is 25 mmHg. The fluid that is filtered in the Bowman's capsule is called glomerular filtrate. Selective reabsorption. The filtrate that is present in the Bowman's capsule contains not only excreted products like urea, uric acid, it has also useful substances like water, glucose, amino acids, and salts. Selective reabsorption, the process by which the useful and essential constituents of the glomerular filtrate are reabsorbed back into the blood. The important substances reabsorbed by the PCT and returned to the blood include sodium chloride, glucose, amino acids, and water. Large amounts of water are reabsorbed by osmosis into the blood. Following the reabsorption of solutes, about 80% of water in the glomerular filtrate is thus reabsorbed and is called obligatory water reabsorption by osmosis. In the DCT, water is reabsorbed by a process aided by hormone and is known as facultative reabsorption. Sodium is reabsorbed by DCT by active transport. Tubular secretion, also known as augmentation. Certain substances are actively transferred from the blood back into the tubules. The supplementary to filtration reabsorption process. Next, see formation of new substance. Certain new substances like ammonia and inorganic phosphates are formed by tubular epithelium and passed into the lumen of the tubules. Counter current multiplier system. Concentrated urine is produced in the loop of Henle by a sequence of events known as counter current multiplier system. In the ascending limb and descending limbs of a loop of Henle, the fluid flows in opposite directions and hence the name counter current. In the ascending limb, sodium is reabsorbed by active transport and simultaneously water is also reabsorbed in the descending limb by the passive transport. Some amount of sodium enters into the descending limb. As a result, the counter current multiplier system, hypertonic urine is produced. Composition of urine. Urine is a pale yellow color. This is due to the presence of urochrome, water 96%, urea 2%, other dissolved substances 2% like uric acid, creatinine, and inorganic salts like chlorides, sulfates, phosphates, and oxalates of calcium, potassium, sodium, and traces of ammonia. Important functions of the kidney. Yes, kidney is useful in the excretion of waste products of nitrogen metabolism, and then kidney is useful in maintaining a normal pH of body fluids. Kidney helps in maintaining water balance of body. Kidney helps in maintaining optimum concentration of certain constituents of blood by selective absorption. Kidney helps to maintain homeostasis in tissue fluids. Kidney helps to remove certain toxic substances from the body. Kidney helps to maintain the osmotic pressure in blood and tissues. Osmoregulation, the regulation of water and ion concentration in the body is called osmoregulation. Balance of water and ions is partly linked to excretion. The removal of metabolic waste from the body. Kidneys excrete large amount of hypertonic urine when water intake is very high, while these excrete small amount of hypertonic urine when water is deficient and needs to be conserved. And then The balance between fluid intake and output is controlled by the kidneys. The minimum urinary output, the smallest volumes required to excrete body products, is about 5 ml per day. And then antidiuretic hormone released into the blood by the posterior lobe of pituitary gland. The posterior lobe is closely linked to the hypothalamus in the brain. Sensory and nerve cells in the hypothalamus detect changes in the osmotic pressure of the blood. Nerve impulses from the osmotic receptor stimulate the posterior lobe of the pituitary to release ADH. When the osmotic pressure is raised, ADH output is increased, and as a result, water is absorbed by the cells in distal convoluted tubules and collecting ducts is increased, reducing the blood osmotic pressure and ADH output. The negative feedback mechanism maintains the blood osmotic pressure and then within the normal limits. Regulation of kidney function. The glomerular filtration rate is about 125 ml per minute, which is actually the volume of the plasma filtered per minute. The filtration rate is directly proportional to the filtration pressure. Any factor that changes the filtration pressure also changes the filtration rate. Efferent arteriole constriction decreases the rate of blood flow into the glomerulus and therefore decreases the glomerular pressure and the filtration rate. Constriction of efferent arteriole increases glomerular filtration. Renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. Activation of sympathetic nerves induces the release of proteolytic enzyme renin, RENNIN, from certain cells of glomerulus located in the wall of the efferent arteriole, which carries blood into the glomerular filtration capillaries in Bowman's capsule. Renin is released into the arteriole, acts on the glycoprotein molecule manufactured in the liver and plasma and present in plasma. Renin converts it into angiotensin 1 and then into angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is a powerful constrictor to arterioles. Angiotensin 2 stimulates the adrenal cortex to release aldosterone to cause general and probably local specific vasoconstriction, constriction of arterioles. Water is reabsorbed with sodium and together these increase the blood volume, leading to reduced renin secretion through the negative feedback mechanism. Now, sodium reabsorption is increased, potassium excretion is increased, indirectly reducing intracellular potassium. Atrial natriuretic factor ANF, also known as atrial natriuretic hormone ANH, atrial natriuretic peptide or atripeptin, is a powerful vasodilator, is a polypeptide hormone, is secreted by the heart muscle cells. It is involved in the homeostatic control of body water, sodium, potassium and fat. When blood volume is increased, such receptors in the atria of the heart release atrial natriuretic hormone, reduces reabsorption of sodium and water by the proximal convoluted tubules and collecting ducts, which means that more sodium and water are excreted. In turn, this lowers the blood volume and reduces atrial stretching. Through negative feedback mechanism, ANH secretion is switched off. Raised ANH levels also inhibit secretion of ADH and aldosterone, further promoting loss of sodium and water. ADH and diabetes insipidus. ADH regulates the amount of water excreted in urine. The amount of urine eliminated for 24 hours varies depending upon the water intake, state of mental physical activity, environmental temperature and food intake. The volume of urine varies between 1000 to 1800 ml per day. Normal concentration of ADH results in the normal absorption of water and then and there is a normal output of water in urine. Under secretion of ADH results in diuresis, also known as polyuria, which is also known as the diabetes insipidus. Disorders of the excretory system. Congenital disorders. These develop prior to birth. Non-congenital disorders. Renal caliculi, also known as kidney stones. Small kidney stones may pass through in a ureter and damage the epithelium, leading to the hematuria, and after healing, fibrosis. Stones reaching bladder may be passed in urine or increase in size and eventually obstruct urethra. Renal failure, also known as kidney failure. It is due to the non-functioning of the uriniferous tubules of the kidney. Acute renal failure. There is a sudden and a severe reduction in the glomerular filtration rate. And a chronic renal failure. This occurs when there is irreversible damage to about 75% of nephrons. And glomerulonephritis, the inflammation of the kidneys caused by bacterial infection. And then nephrotic syndrome, polynephritis, uremia, dialysis. Uremia means reduced glomerular filtration rate leading to the accumulation of waste products in the blood, is notably urea and creatine. And dialysis and artificial kidney. The hemodialysis kidney machine, hemodialysis machine is used for dialysis. Impure blood from the patient's arm is pumped over the artificial membrane made up of cellulose. The membrane is surrounded by circulating saline solution. Urea and other wastes of the impure blood pass into the saline solution through the microscopic pores of the membrane by diffusion. The blood cells and platelets remain in the blood. The pure blood is then warmed to the level of blood in the body and pumped back into the blood vessel of the arm of the patient. The patient remains connected to the machine for about 8 hours at a time, and dialysis is carried out 3 times a week so as to keep the patient normal in his activities. Artificial kidney is often used as a synonym for hemodialysis. Kidney transplantation and transplant surgery. In transplant surgery, damaged or diseased organs are replaced by the healthy organs from donors. In kidney transplant surgery, the diseased kidneys of the patient are replaced by healthy kidneys of a donor which match the kidneys of the patient. If the donor kidney do not match the patient's kidney, then these are rejected by the bodies of the patient. There should be compatibility between the donor kidney and the patient kidney so as to avoid any possible future rejection of the transplant. A series of blood tests and tissue typing of both donor and recipient are needed to determine compatibility. In renal failure, kidney transplantation of the right type from a matching donor is indeed a great relief to patients. Kidney transplantation. Okay. Any doubts we will discuss next class, and the next class I will give locomotion.